On a crisp May morning in 2025, Buckingham Palace stood as a timeless sentinel of British tradition, its golden stonework gleaming under a pale sun, the air sharp with the scent of dew, and the faint hum of London waking beyond the gates. The forecourt, framed by iron railings, buzzed with tourists snapping photos, their chatter a lively hum against the stoic presence of the royal guards. Amid this orderly scene, a sudden clash erupted, a world-class martial artist's audacious challenge against the guards' unyielding discipline. Captured in a heart-stopping moment, when a spinning kick sent a bearskin cap flying, shocking onlookers. What began as a test of skill spiraled into a revelation of strength, humility, and the hidden depths beneath appearances, a viral moment that left the world stunned. For those of you who've ever underestimated an opponent, marveled at quiet resilience, or been humbled by a lesson in respect, this story of a black belt's misstep and a guard's unbreakable honor will hit hard. Join us in uncovering the truth behind this clash by subscribing for more tales that reveal what lies beyond the surface. Ryan Chen Urushige was a force of nature, his lean, muscular frame honed by 2 decades of martial arts, his black belt, a badge of 3 international championships, 2 in Taekwondo, 1 in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Born in San Francisco to Chinese-American parents, Chen grew up in a competitive dojo culture. His father, a kung fu instructor, drilling into him, "Strength is proving you're untouchable." With a chain of elite dojos across California and 1 million Instagram followers, Chen's mantra, undefeated, untouchable, unstoppable, defined his brand. His sharp features, dark eyes, and confident grin lit up viral videos of spinning kicks and lightning-fast spars, each post a challenge to the world. On May 8, 2020, Chen arrived at Buckingham Palace, his training partners in tow. Their sleek athletic gear a contrast to the tourist's casual attire. To Chen, the royal guard in his scarlet tunic and towering bearskin, was a relic, a symbol of outdated tradition. Rigid, static, no match for his modern combat skills. His goal was clear: stage a demonstration to prove his superiority, a spectacle to boost his brand and cement his legacy. To you, who felt the thrill of pushing limits perhaps in a sport, a debate, or a bold move that drew eyes, Chen's confidence might echo a time when you sought to prove yourself, when you saw tradition as a challenge, when you believed your strength could redefine the game. Guard William Harrington, Wushu shot, was the antithesis of Chen's flash. His lean frame steady beneath the weight of his scarlet tunic, its gold buttons polished to a mirror shine, his bearskin cap casting a shadow over a face of quiet resolve. Born in Bristol to a working-class family, Harrington grew up on the stories of his grandfather, a D-Day veteran, whose tales of duty shaped his path. His blue eyes, calm but piercing, hid a depth forged in 8 years with the British Army, 3 tours in Afghanistan, where he defused IEDs under fire, and a covert operation in Syria that earned him a military cross, its ribbon tucked away in his barracks. Joining the Royal Guards in 2022, Harrington saw his ceremonial role as an extension of duty, his stillness, a testament to discipline, not weakness. On this morning, he stood at his post, rifle steady, eyes scanning the crowd, his goal unwavering. Uphold the honor of his post, no matter the provocation. His training, hand-to-hand combat, urban warfare, survival under extreme stress, lay dormant but ready, a hidden arsenal beneath the pageantry. To you, who've carried quiet strength perhaps in a job where discipline defined you, a moment when you stood firm under pressure, or a time when your calm hid a warrior's resolve, Harrington's stillness might resonate, recalling when you held your ground, when your honor was your shield, when you proved strength through restraint. The clash began with Chen's arrival, his presence magnetic, his training partners filming as he circled Harrington like a predator. his voice loud, his gestures theatrical. A fighter who stands still is begging to get knocked out. Chen scoffed, his team nodding, their phones capturing every word for his followers. Tourists gathered, drawn by the spectacle, their murmurs a mix of curiosity and unease. Chen threw jabs inches from Harrington's face, his fists a blur, taunting. This is ceremony, not combat. Harrington remained motionless, his blue eyes fixed forward, his jaw set, his discipline unyielding despite the provocation. Among the crowd, Colonel James Thornton, 16, a retired Royal Marine with 30 years of service, watched with growing concern, his weathered face, framed by close-cropped gray hair, tightened as he recognized Chen's arrogance. A spark that could ignite chaos. Thornton, a veteran of the Falklands and Iraq, had seen bravado turn deadly, and his brown eyes narrowed, his instincts urging him to act. To you, who've sensed a moment teetering on the edge, perhaps a confrontation that could have escalated, a challenge that tested restraint, or a spark that threatened to disrupt Chen's taunts, might recall when you saw tension build, when arrogance clashed with duty, when a crowd held its breath for what came next. Chen escalated, his movements bolder, his voice louder, the crowd swelling as tourists and locals leaned in, phones raised, some cheering, others shifting nervously. In a real fight, this rigidity gets you killed, he declared, critiquing Harrington's vulnerable posture feet apart. Rifle static, chin exposed. He executed a spinning kick, its arc whistling past Harrington's ear, the breeze ruffling the guard's bare skin. The crowd gasping, some stepping back, others pressing closer. Thornton pushed through the crowd, his civilian clothes, navy blazer, khakis belied by his commanding presence, his voice low but firm. Enough. Chen's team blocked him, their arms crossed. Let the demonstration finish. Chen, fueled by the crowd's attention, shifted into a competition stance, his eyes locked on Harrington, his voice booming. I'm going to show you why static defense is obsolete. His body coiled, muscles stout, ready to strike, the air thick with anticipation. The festival's distant music, a faint pulse against the crowd's held breath. To you, who've seen a challenge push boundaries, perhaps a moment when bravado went too far, a provocation that demanded a response, or a crowd feeding a rising storm. This escalation might mirror when you felt tension peak, when a line was crossed, when action became inevitable. In a flash, the climax erupted. Chen launched a spinning heel kick, its precision honed by years of training. The strike connecting with Harrington's face in a sickening thud. The bearskin cap flew, tumbling across the gravel with a thud, a thin line of blood trickling down Harrington's temple. The crowd freezing, expecting the guard to collapse. But Harrington didn't fall, his blue eyes locked onto Chen's with chilling clarity. A predator's focus breaking through his ceremonial stillness. Before Chen could gloat, Harrington moved fast, precise, lethal. His rifle dropped, its clatter echoing, and in seconds, he closed the gap, delivering a textbook elbow strike to Chen's chest. Chen stumbled, his arms flailing to block. But Harrington was relentless, his training from Afghan battlefields surging to life. With a swift grapple, he took Chen to the ground, pinning him with a knee, his voice low and commanding. Stay down. The crowd stood silent, stunned, their phones still recording. Chen's team frozen, Thornton's face breaking into a faint nod of approval. Palace security swarmed, their boots crunching gravel, pulling Chen up, his bravado gone, his wrists cuffed as he muttered, head low. To you, who've seen strength revealed in a flash. Perhaps a quiet figure standing tall against a bully. A moment when training trumped arrogance, or a clash that ended with unexpected grace. This showdown might recall when you witnessed resilience shine, when discipline crushed bravado, when a hidden truth stopped a spectacle cold. The aftermath unfolded with quiet power. Thornton stepped forward, his voice cutting through the crowd's murmurs. This guard isn't just ceremonial, he's a combat veteran. trained for real war, not tournaments. His words, firm but measured, sank in. Tourists nodding, some clapping, others lowering their phones in respect. Harrington, blood wiped from his temple, resumed his post, his scarlet tunic pristine, his composure unbroken, his bearskin replaced by a backup from the guardhouse. In the palace security office, Chen, uncuffed but humbled, faced Harrington, his confidence replaced by awe. "I misjudged you," he said, his voice low. "That stillness, it's control, not weakness." Harrington, his face calm, nodded. Different training, different purpose. As Chen stood to leave, Harrington added, his tone even. "A kick's nothing compared to an idea." Chen paused, his eyes meeting Harrington's. A lesson etched in his silence. The next day, Harrington stood at his post, the forecourt calm. Tourists more respectful, their whispers carrying the story. "That's the guard who took down the fighter." Thornton, passing by, gave a subtle nod, his approval a silent bond. X lit up with videos of the clash Chen's kick, Harrington's takedown, Thornton's words clips titled "Black Belt Humbled" and Guard's Hidden Strength, trending with hashtags Royal Guard Rules, Chen vs Harrington, Honor in Action. Posts flooded in. Never judge a book by its cover. A Londoner wrote, Harrington's a hero, a Sydney fan shared. Chen posted a rare apology on Instagram. "Respect to the guard, I learned today." The palace issued a statement. "Our guards are trained soldiers, their discipline a mark of strength." To you, who've learned from a humbling moment, perhaps underestimating someone's depth, facing a lesson in respect, or seeing truth emerge from conflict, this resolution might mirror when you saw humility win. When actions spoke louder than words. When a clash revealed a deeper strength. On a crisp May morning in 2025, Buckingham Palace stood as a golden monument to British resilience, its honeyed stonework shimmering under a pale spring sun. The azure sky streaked with delicate clouds, a timeless backdrop for a day steeped in tradition. The air carried the sharp scent of dew from the palace lawns, mingling with the faint hum of London, waking beyond the wrought iron gates, taxis honking, buses rumbling, and the distant chime of Westminster's bells marking the hour. The forecourt, framed by crimson banners and polished gravel, buzzed with tourists from every corner of the globe, their chatter in Mandarin, Spanish, and Arabic blending into a lively hum, their cameras flashing as they snapped photos of the scarlet-clad royal guards. Amid this orderly spectacle, a sudden clash erupted, a moment of raw drama that would ripple across the world. A world-class martial artist, driven by arrogance, tested his skills against the guard's unyielding discipline, captured in a heart-stopping instant when a spinning kick sent a bearskin cap tumbling through the air, shocking onlookers into silence. What began as a brash challenge spiraled into a profound revelation of strength, humility, and the hidden depths beneath appearances, a viral moment that stunned millions and redefined perceptions of honor. For those of you who've ever underestimated an opponent, marveled at the quiet power of restraint, or been humbled by a lesson in respect, this story of a black belt's misstep, a guard's unbreakable resolve, and a veteran's steady wisdom will strike a chord. Join us in uncovering the jaw-dropping truth behind this clash by subscribing for more tales that peel back the surface to reveal what truly matters. Ryan Chen, Kunide, was a force of nature. His lean, muscular frame a testament to 2 decades of relentless martial arts training. His black belt, not just a rank, but a badge of dominance. 3 international championships, 2 in Taekwondo and 1 in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Each trophy gleaming in his California dojos. Born in San Francisco's Chinatown to Chinese-American parents, Chen grew up in a competitive dojo culture. His father, Liang, a kung fu master, drilling into him from age 5. Strength is proving you're untouchable. Ryan never let them see you falter. Liang's lessons, delivered over sweat-soaked mats and endless sparring sessions, shaped Chen into a prodigy. His kicks lightning fast, his grapples unbreakable, his confidence a blazing aura. By 2025, Chen was a global brand. His chain of elite dojos, Chen Combat Academy, spanning Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. Each studio packed with students drawn to his mantra. Undefeated, untouchable, unstoppable. His sharp features, high cheekbones, dark eyes, close-cropped hair, lit up Instagram with 1 million followers. His viral videos showcasing spinning kicks that shattered boards, takedowns that floored opponents, and a charismatic grin that dared the world to challenge him. Posts like tradition is weak combat, his king racked up likes, his followers cheering his disdain for anything he deemed outdated. On May 8th, Chen arrived at Buckingham Palace. His training partners in tow 4 athletes in sleek black tracksuits, their phones ready to capture his latest stunt. To Chen, the royal guard, standing motionless in his scarlet tunic and towering bearskin cap, was a relic of a bygone era, a symbol of rigidity and weakness. No match for his modern, dynamic fighting style. His goal was audacious: stage a public demonstration to prove his superiority, a spectacle to humiliate the guard and cement his legacy as the ultimate fighter. His Instagram live stream already buzzing with thousands watching. To you, who felt the rush of pushing boundaries, perhaps in a sport where you aim to dominate, a debate where you sought to outshine, or a bold move that drew every eye? Chen's confidence might echo a time when you believed your strength could rewrite the rules. When you saw tradition as a hurdle to leap. When you burned to prove yourself against all odds. Guard William Harrington was Chen's opposite. His lean frame steady beneath the weight of his scarlet tunic, its gold buttons polished to a mirror shine. His 18-inch bearskin cap casting a shadow over a face etched with quiet resolve. Born in a modest terraced house in Bristol, Harrington grew up on tales of his grandfather, Albert, a D-Day veteran who landed on Gold Beach. His stories of duty and sacrifice shaping a boy who polished his school shoes with military precision. Harrington's blue eyes, calm but piercing, hid a depth forged in 8 years with the British Army, 3 tours in Afghanistan's Helmand province, where he diffused IEDs under Taliban fire. His steady hands saving dozens of lives, and a covert operation in Syria in 2009, where he neutralized a sniper nest, earning a military cross, its crimson ribbon tucked away in a drawer in his barracks. At 5, his frame was wiry but powerful. His training, hand-to-hand combat, urban warfare, survival in extreme conditions, honed in deserts and mountains, a hidden arsenal beneath the ceremonial pageantry of the Royal Guard. Joining the Grenadier Guards in 2022, Harrington saw his role at Buckingham Palace as an extension of duty. His stillness not passivity, but a testament to discipline. His post, a symbol of the nation's resilience. On this morning, he stood in the forecourt, his Lee Enfield rifle steady in his gloved hands, his eyes scanning the crowd with a vigilance tempered by years of reading threats in war zones. Suspicious movements, shifting postures, the glint of intent. His goal was simple but profound: uphold the honor of his post, no matter the provocation. His heart steady with the memory of his grandfather's words. William, duty is strength. Stand tall, always. To you, who've carried quiet strength perhaps in a job where discipline defined your every move. A moment when you stood firm under pressure. Or a time when your calm masked a warrior's resolve. Harrington's stillness might resonate, recalling when you held your ground against chaos. When your honor was your shield. When you proved strength through restraint in the face of challenge. The clash ignited with Chen's arrival. His presence magnetic. His training partners filming as he strode into the forecourt. His black tracksuit emblazoned with Chen Combat in bold red. His voice cutting through the tourist chatter like a blade. A fighter who stands still is begging to get knocked out. He scoffed, circling Harrington like a predator. His sneakers crunching on the gravel. His team nodding in agreement, their phones capturing every angle for his Instagram live. The viewer count climbing into the tens of thousands. Tourists gathered, drawn by the spectacle. Their murmurs a mix of curiosity. Who's that guy? And unease. Is he allowed to do that? Chen threw jabs inches from Harrington's face, his fists a blur, each punch stopping just short of contact. His taunts sharp. This is ceremony, not combat. You're a statue, not a soldier. Harrington remained motionless, his blue eyes fixed forward, his jaw set beneath the bearskin strap, his discipline unyielding despite the provocation, his breathing steady, his pulse calm, a technique learned in Kandahar to stay focused under fire. Among the crowd, Colonel James Thornton, a retired Royal Marine with 30 years of service, watched with growing concern, his weathered face, framed by close-cropped gray hair, tightened as he leaned on a cane, a relic of a shrapnel wound from Iraq. Thornton, a veteran of the Falklands, Bosnia, and Iraq, had seen bravado turn deadly hot-headed recruits, overconfident insurgents, all undone by underestimating their foes. His brown eyes narrowed, his instincts screaming trouble as he recognized Chen's arrogance, a dangerous spark that could ignite chaos in the crowded forecourt. Thornton adjusted his navy blazer, his medals pinned discreetly to the lapel, and began moving toward the scene, his cane tapping softly, his voice low to a nearby tourist. This could get messy. To you, who've sensed a moment teetering on the edge, perhaps a confrontation where egos clashed, a challenge that tested restraint, or a spark that threatened to disrupt a fragile balance. Chen's taunts might recall when you saw tension build, when arrogance pushed against duty, when a crowd held its breath, waiting for the inevitable. Chen escalated, his movements bolder, his voice louder, the crowd swelling to dozens tourists from Japan, Brazil, and Germany, locals on their lunch breaks, children clutching Union Jack flags, all drawn to the unfolding drama. In a real fight, this rigidity gets you killed, he declared. His critique sharp, dissecting Harrington's stance feet, shoulder-width apart, reflex static, chin slightly raised, as if it were a fatal flaw. Your postures wide open, knees locked, balance off, no mobility. He executed a spinning kick, its arc whistling past Harrington's ear, the breeze ruffling the bearskin's black fur. The crowd gasping, some stepping back in alarm, others pressing closer, their phones raised, comments flooding Chen's live stream. Knock him out, Ryan. Show him who's boss. Thornton pushed through the crowd, his cane steadying his steps, his expression grim, his voice rising. Enough. Led back off. Chen's team, 4 men in their 20s, blocked him, their arms crossed, one smirking. Let the demonstration finish. Old man, Chen, fueled by the crowd's attention and his stream's soaring views, now at 50, Onan shifted into a competition stance, his knees bent, fists raised, eyes locked on Harrington, his voice booming. I'm going to show you why static defense is obsolete. His body coiled, muscles taut, his right leg twitching, ready to strike, the air thick with anticipation. The festival's distant music, a faint steel drum beat from Camden lost in the crowd's held breath, the palace's stone walls, amplifying the tension like an arena. To you, who've seen a challenge push past reason, perhaps a moment when bravado went too far, a provocation that demanded a response, or a crowd feeding a rising storm, this escalation might mirror when you felt tension peak, when a line was crossed, when the air itself seemed to brace for impact. In a flash, the climax erupted, a moment seared into the memory. of every witness. Chen launched a spinning heel kick, its precision honed by years of training. The strike aimed with surgical accuracy at Harrington's face. The kick connected with a sickening thud, the impact echoing across the forecourt. Harrington's bearskin cap flying, tumbling across the gravel like a fallen crown, landing with a soft thud 10 feet away. A thin line of blood trickled down Harrington's temple, a crimson streak against his pale skin. The crowd freezing, their gasps a collective intake, expecting the guard to collapse, some whispering, "He's done for," but impossibly. Harrington didn't fall. His blue eyes locked onto Chen's with chilling clarity, a predator's focus breaking through the ceremonial stillness, his body tensing like a coiled spring, his discipline not shattered but unleashed. Chen, mid-gloat, his grin wide, froze as Harrington moved fast. Precise, lethal, the ceremonial rifle dropped, its clatter a sharp note on the gravel, and in seconds, Harrington closed the 3-foot gap, his training from Afghan battlefields surging to life. He delivered a textbook elbow strike to Chen's chest, the force knocking the air from the martial artist's lungs. Chen stumbled, his arms flailing to block, but Harrington was relentless, his movements a blur trained in close-quarters combat. Honed against insurgents in Fallujah, tested in Syria's chaos. With a swift grapple, he hooked Chen's leg, twisting him down, his knee pinning Chen to the gravel, his voice low and commanding, cutting through the silence. "Stay down." The crowd stood stunned, their phones still recording. Chen's team frozen, their bravado evaporating. Thornton's face breaking into a faint, approving nod, his cane steady as he watched. Palace security swarmed, 6 officers in dark uniforms, their boots crunching, pulling Chen to his feet, his wrists cuffed, his head low, his confidence replaced by a stunned silence. His stream still live, now flooded with shocked comments. "What just happened? Guard's a beast." To you, who've seen strength revealed in a flash. Perhaps a quiet figure standing tall against a bully. A moment when training trumped arrogance, or a clash that ended with unexpected grace. This showdown might recall when you witnessed resilience shine, when discipline crushed bravado, when a hidden truth stopped a spectacle cold, leaving the air electric with awe. The aftermath unfolded with a quiet power that reshaped the moment's meaning. Thornton stepped forward, his cane tapping, his voice cutting through the crowd's murmurs like a blade through fog. This guard isn't just ceremonial. He's a combat veteran, trained for real war, not tournaments. His words, firm but measured, sank into the crowd. Tourists nodding, some clapping, others lowering their phones in respect. A Japanese family bowing slightly. A Brazilian teen whispering to his sister. He's a hero. Harrington, blood wiped from his temple with a cloth from a fellow guard, retrieved a backup bearskin from the guardhouse, his scarlet tunic pristine, his composure unbroken, his eyes scanning the crowd as he resumed his post, rifle steady, as if the clash had never happened. In the palace security office, a stark room of grey walls and a single desk, Chen, uncuffed but humbled, faced Harrington, his black tracksuit scuffed with gravel dust, his confidence replaced by a raw, reluctant "Abe, I misjudged you," he said, his voice low, his eyes meeting Harrington's. That stillness, it's control, not weakness. "I thought I was untouchable." Harrington, his face calm, his tunic folded on a chair, nodded once. Different training, different purpose. You fight to win. I fight to survive. As Chen stood to leave, escorted by security, Harrington added, his tone even, his blue eyes steady. "A kick's nothing compared to an Aidi. You learn to stand through worse." Chen paused at the door, his hand gripping the frame, his eyes flickering with a new respect. A lesson etched in the silence between them. The palace issued a brief statement, posted on X. "Our guards are trained soldiers, their discipline a mark of strength. Provocations are handled with professionalism." Chen's team, chastened, slipped away, their phones off, their planned victory. Video. Abandoned. To you, who've learned from a humbling moment, perhaps underestimating someone's depth, facing a lesson in respect, or seeing truth emerge from conflict. This resolution might mirror when you saw humility win, when action spoke louder than boasts, when a clash revealed a deeper strength that silenced the doubters. The next day, Harrington stood at his post, the forecourt calm under a softer sun, tourists more respectful, their whispers carrying the story. That's the guard who took down the fighter. A German couple paused, their guidebook open, asking a nearby officer, "Is he the one from the video?" The officer, a young corporal, nodded, his voice low. "That's Harrington. He's the real deal." Thornton, passing by on his morning walk, his cane tapping, gave Harrington a subtle nod. A silent bond forged in the shared understanding of duty, his brown eyes warm with approval. X erupted with videos of the clash, Chen's kick, the bearskins fall, Harrington's takedown. Thornton's words clips titled "Black Belt Humbled" and "Royal Guard's Hidden Power." Trending globally, shared millions of times. Hashtags Royal Guard Rules, Chen vs Harrington, Honor in Action. Lighting up feeds from London's pubs to Tokyo's dojos, from Sydney's gyms to Rio's street markets. Comments flooded in, a digital chorus of awe. Never judge a guard by his tunic. A Londoner posted, "Harrington's a legend respect." A Chicago martial artist wrote, "Thornton's speech gave me chills." A Mumbai student shared. Chen, back at his hotel, posted a rare apology on Instagram. His usual swagger gone. "I challenged the wrong man." Respect to guard. Harrington. His strength is real. I learned today. The post, liked by 500. Zoe. Drew, supportive replies. Takes guts to admit that. Ryan, come back stronger. But humble. A campaign, Honor the Guard, emerged on X, started by a London student who witnessed the clash, urging respect for ceremonial soldiers. Its logo, a bearskin and a fist, post sharing stories of guards' hidden valor, tales of Iraq, Afghanistan, unquiet heroism. The palace, while officially silent beyond its statement, saw a surge in respectful tourists. Their selfie sticks replaced by salutes, their chatter softer, their appreciation deeper. To you, who've seen a moment redefine perceptions, perhaps a quiet hero proving their worth, a public lesson in humility, or a story that shifted how you saw strength. This aftermath might recall when you witnessed respect triumph, when a clash became a classroom, when the world learned to look deeper. Harrington's discipline became a quiet legend, his post a symbol of resilience. His name whispered among guards in the barracks, their banter laced with pride. William took down a black belt without breaking a sweat. In the guardroom, over cups of strong tea, his mates clapped his shoulder, their jokes warm. Matt, you made that kicker. Wish he'd stayed in California. Harrington, ever reserved, gave a faint smile, his blue eyes crinkling. His reply simple, just doing the job. His military cross, rarely mentioned, was pulled from its drawer by a curious corporal, the ribbons crimson, a silent testament to his past. The citation read aloud to nods of respect. For gallantry, under fire, saving lives in Syria. Thornton shared the story with his veterans group at a Vauxhall pub, their laughter warm over pints. That lad showed the world what a guard's made of proper soldier. That Harrington, the group, men and women, from conflicts spanning decades, raised glasses to William the Unshaken, their nickname for him, their stories of duty echoing his stand. Chen, back in San Francisco, retooled his dojo's philosophy, adding respect, the unseen, to his mantra. His classes now starting with a bow to opponents, a nod to Harrington's control. His students, teens, adults, even kids learning to value discipline over flash. He posted a video, his tone earnest. I met a real fighter in London. Strength isn't just kicks. It's standing tall when it counts. The video, viewed by millions, sparked a wave of respect challenges online. Martial artists bowing to soldiers, firefighters, and nurses. Each post tagged Harrington inspired. To you, who've seen a legacy grow from a single act, perhaps a moment of courage that inspired others, a lesson that reshaped a community, or a story that lived beyond its day. This ripple effect might mirror when you saw one action spark change, when respect became a movement, when strength found its truest voice. The Honor the God campaign gained traction. Its X account, amassing 100,000 followers in weeks. Posts sharing grainy photos of guards in combat gear, Kevlar vests, desert camo, rifles raised contrasted with their scarlet tunics, captions reading, "They stand for us." In War and Peace, a mural appeared in Camden Market, painted by local artists, showing Harrington standing tall, his bare skin steady, a faint blood trickle on his temple. Caption "Strength in Stillness" in bold white letters. The image shared globally. Tourists flocking to snap photos. Schools invited Thornton to speak, his cane a prop as he recounted the clash, his voice resonant. Harrington's discipline, Chen's lesson. It's about respect, not rivalry. Kids in Bristol and Manchester reenacted the moment in playgrounds, wielding paper rifles and practicing guard kicks, their cheers for Guard William echoing, their teachers using the story to teach humility. One lesson plan titled "Stillness as Strength." Chen sent Harrington a letter, delivered via the palace's visitor office. Its words handwritten. "Your strength taught me more than any fight. I was wrong. You're the real champion. Thank you, Harrington." Reading it in the barracks, his tunic folded, his bunk neat, gave a faint smile. Pinning the letter beside a photo of his Syria team, their faces dusty but grinning under desert skies. He wrote back, his reply brief, "No hard feelings. Ryan, keep training, keep learning." The exchange, leaked to X by a palace staffer, trended under guard and black belt. Posts praising their mutual respect. "This is how men grow." A Toronto coach wrote, "Class from both sides." A Delhi fan shared, "To you, who valued reconciliation, perhaps forgiving a rival, learning from a foe." Or seeing respect bridge a divide this exchange might recall when you saw humility heal, when opponents became allies, when a clash birthed understanding. Buckingham Palace, in the weeks that followed, saw subtle changes. Tourists, once prone to taunting guards for reactions, now approached with reverence. Their questions, "Are you like Harrington?" met with faint smiles from other guards, their discipline a shared pride. The Grenadier Guards barracks buzzed with quiet camaraderie, Harrington's mates dubbing him the Statue Slayer. Their training sessions, now including a playful Chen drill, a mock spinning kick countered with a grapple, laughter echoing in the gym. Thornton, a regular at the palace gates, became a local fixture, his cane and medals a draw for tourists. His stories of Harrington's stand blending with tales of his own storming Port Stanley in '82, leading peacekeepers in Bosnia. The campaign spread globally. Martial arts dojos in Seoul, Rio, and Chicago adopting Honor the Guard patches, their students bowing to photos of guards, their instructors citing Harrington's discipline as a model. A London secondary school launched a Respect Day, students wearing red ribbons, their assembly featuring a video of the clash, Thornton's speech replayed, their head teacher noting, "Harrington taught our kids that strength isn't loud, it's steady." X post multiplied. Users sharing stories. "Bowed to a soldier today. Inspired by Harrington." A New York cop wrote, "Taught my dojo kids to respect, not taunt because of Chen." A Cape Town instructor posted, "Stood still under pressure. Thinking of William." A Sydney nurse shared, attaching a photo of her hospital shift. To you, who've seen a story inspire action, perhaps a tale that changed how you taught, a moment that shifted your work, or a lesson that lived in others' lives. This movement might mirror when you saw one act ripple outward, when respect became a shared vow, when a clash became a catalyst for good. Chen's dojos, once temples of bravado, softened, their walls now lined with quotes. Strength is control. Harrington's Law, a nod to the god who humbled their founder. Chen, in interviews, spoke candidly, his usual swagger tempered. I thought I was the best until London. That god showed me discipline is the real fight. His students, from kids to black belts, trained with a new focus, their spars ending in bows, their classes starting with a moment of silence for the unseen warriors. Harrington, back at his post, felt the change. Tourists' eyes holding respect, their children waving shyly, their parents whispering his story. That's the one who stopped the kicker. A Brazilian girl, about then, left a drawing at the guardhouse, a stick figure guard pinning a fighter. Thank you, Mr. William in crayon. Its colors bright against the gray stone. Harrington, off duty, pinned it to his locker, its place beside Chen's letter and his Syria photo. A quiet gallery of his impact. Thornton, at a veterans' dinner, raised a toast. To Harrington proof that stillness is power, duty is strength. The room filled with soldiers from conflicts old and new. Ruarde, their glasses clinking, their pride a shared flame. The palace, in a rare move, invited Thornton to a ceremonial review, his cane steady as he saluted Harrington. Their handshake firm, a moment captured by a tourist phone, shared on X with guard heroes. To you, who've seen honor endure perhaps a quiet act that lived on, a lesson that shaped futures, or a moment that defined strength. This legacy might recall when you saw resilience celebrated, when discipline inspired, when a single stand became eternal. Meena Kapoor, the 72-year-old immigrant from the earlier Camden story, heard of Harrington's stand through her grandson, a martial arts student who followed Chen's Instagram. At the next Camden festival, she brought samosas to the palace gates, leaving them with a note for guard. William, your strength honors us all. The gesture, shared on it, trended under samosas for Harrington. Users posting, Meena and William Camden's heroes. The campaign grew. Its logo on T-shirts in London markets. Its message in school curriculums from Bristol to Brisbane. Its spirit in dojos where fighters bowed to guards' photos. A documentary, Stillness and Strength, aired on BBC, featuring Harrington's stand, Thornton's words, and Chen's redemption, its viewership spiking, its message clear. True strength lies in discipline, respect, and the courage to learn. Harrington, ever humble, declined interviews. His focus on his post, his eyes scanning the forecourt, his heart steady with duty. Chen visited London again in 2026, this time as a guest, not a challenger. Attending a Honor the Guard event, his handshake with Harrington brief but warm. Their photo shared globally, captioned Respect Wins. For you, who've seen stories intertwine, perhaps a moment that connected communities, a lesson that united foes, or a truth that lived beyond its day. This convergence might mirror when you saw strength build bridges, when respect wove a tapestry, when a clash became a cornerstone of unity. The forecourt, months later, held its quiet rhythm. Harrington at his post, the sun casting long shadows, tourists passing with nods, not taunts. A mural in Bristol, near his childhood home, showed a guard in scarlet, captioned William's Way, its artist a local teen inspired by the clash. Thornton, now a campaign ambassador, spoke at a UN youth event. His cane, a prop, his story of Harrington and Chen A call for global respect. His words echoing. Strength isn't in the strike, it's in the stand. X, ever alive, carried the story forward. Posts from veterans, students, fighters, and nurses, each sharing how Harrington's discipline, Chen's humility, or Thornton's wisdom shaped them. A kid in Lagos wrote, I stand tall like William when bullies come. A dojo in Seoul posted, our kids bow like Chen, respect like Harrington. Maina, at her stall, smiled at a tourist asking about the guard. Her samosas a quiet tribute, her voice soft. He stood for us all, for you, who've carried the story's weight, perhaps a moment that changed your path. A lesson that lived in your actions, or a truth that shaped your world. This tale of Chen, Harrington, and Thornton is a call to honor the unseen, to stand with discipline, to learn with humility, to act with respect. Share your story. Have you faced a challenge? Learn it from a clash, or seen strength in stillness? Subscribe for more tales that uncover hidden truths, like this one, and join us in celebrating resilience. Click the bell. Share with someone who loves a twist. And let's honor the strength that stands still, the respect that humbles, the truth that surprises. In a black belt, a guard, a veteran, and a clash that changed the world forever.